The flag waves high in the morning sun, but the battle's never over when the fight is done. The scars run deeper than the eye can see. They're counting 22 too many. Boots by the door and a dog tag chain. The shadow of a hero still carries the pain. The quiet nights ain't as quiet as they seem. The war comes home, haunts their dreams. 22 too many hearts are breaking. 22 too many souls forsaken. How do we heal what we can't erase? 22 too many gone from this place. A folded flag and a mother's tear. She whispers his name, wishes he was here. The strength he showed feels so bittersweet. Another warrior brought to his knees. We need to listen, lend a hand, catch them before they lose where they stand. Let them know they're not alone in the fight. Hold on through the dark into the light. 22 too many hearts are breaking. 22 too many souls forsaken. How do we heal what we can't erase? 22 too many gone from this place. We need to listen, lend a hand, catch them before they lose where they stand. Let them know they're not alone in the fight. Hold on through the dark into the light. 22 too many hearts are breaking. 22 too many souls forsaken. How do we heal what we can't erase? 22 too many gone from this place.
Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe you.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Static on the line, can't hear the calls. Shadows creeping in these fractured walls. Dust in the air.
Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody doing? Miss Candace, how are you?
Wonderful. Had a great weekend. Spent some time with the grandbabies yesterday, and then we had a little surprise visit from them again this morning with the oldest daughter. And then spent a lot of time cleaning the house today and lost track of time.
Nice. Yeah, today was so last week was a pretty dismal week because of, all the rain and all that good jazz. And then it got really cold. So last week really was a Debbie Downer kind of week, kind of, sort of. Gunny, he went up to Maine with his youngest because they were on spring break. So they went up to Maine. On his way back, he got stuck at DC in the airport. So he had to cancel his flight, get a hotel room. Then he was going to drive home, but the rental car places, we don't do one-way rentals. It was a whole ordeal. So Gunny is taking the night off, and he is decompressing tonight. So Gunny will hopefully be back tomorrow, depending on his anxiety and stuff, but he should be back tomorrow. And then today at church, my wife and Grace and Lorelai, our pseudo adopted son Caden, got to baptize our pseudo adopted daughter Devney. So they got to baptize her today, and it was just, man, it was a beautiful day. And then we went to lunch with everybody, and then came home, and they sat and watched movies. And I think we might still have two of the kids that are not our kids still upstairs.
They're
So
all yours. That's how
they
it
are
works.
there are pseudo adopted kids other than our two daughters are, between me and Julie. But no, it was a beautiful day. And so in church, the main aisle, the main center section,
Yeah.
we had the whole row to ourselves pretty much. That's how many people we had there today. Which
I saw the pictures. I was so excited when I saw what happened. I was like, oh
man,
oh.
it was amazing. And then I got home today, and I was playing around with the AI music generator, and that's the first song at the beginning. I was like, man, today we're going to have an organization that is veteran bikers, and their sole purpose is to help combat the 22 a day. So I went into the AI generator and I created a song called 22 Too Many. And if it triggered anybody out there, I do apologize, but we have to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. So definitely that song will probably come back up in the near future. I'm going to create a video for it. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also working on one for Memorial Day too, as well. So yeah, I'm going to be super busy in the next couple weeks getting
Because
things
that's so different than what?
right. I'm always busy. My
Oh,
wife will tell you I'm always busy.
but
So
see how beautiful it is. Like me and the hubby what the plan was to go on the bike today because it was gorgeous. He wasn't feeling well. Something's going on. We were like, better safe than sorry. We'll just hang out at home. But
did he find the steps to get on his bike?
no, his bike's actually kind of low, so don't worry about it.
He got a low rider. But anyway, so now we got veteran bikers for 22 a day coming on today. Andrew is going to join us. His biker name is Staws with his military united. Let's see, what organization is he with? I wanted to make sure I get that correct because I don't want to butcher it because there's so many different ones out there. Do. Where's it at? Oh,
Preparation Marine.
I had it pulled up and then I was doing something. Here we go. This is it. He is with U.S. Military Vets MC is who he's with. I had to make sure I got that correct because there's so many different ones out there. We had to make sure. So VB 422, so Veteran Bikers for 22 a day, is a 501c19, which I really like because if anybody knows anything about C3, C4, C19, C19 is the one that when it comes to nonprofit, it garners a little bit more respect within the nonprofit because of the way they're scrutinized and stuff like that through federal and state regulations. So definitely love that. They are a newer organization. It's something that they got to, which we're going to let Stalls talk about what they got coming up, because I'm super excited because they are coming to Louisville, Kentucky next year, and it's going to be super cool. So let's bring Stalls up to the stage if he's ready. Are you ready, Stalls? Cool. Let's bring him up. I see you. We're gonna
What
put you.
is up?
We're gonna put you in the
Whoa.
big box. Welcome.
All
How are you?
right.
How was your day, Stalls?
Well, it was good. Wife put on a garage sale the last minute. They decided yesterday that they wanted to sell a bunch of stuff, so we put on a garage sale today. They had fun sitting out there waiting on people to come by and buy our garbage, crap, whatever you want to call it. But it was good. Of course, I got out and rode my new scoot today, so um, it was a good day. It was a good weekend.
Nice. Nice. Well, do me a favor. So you've been on the show once before when we did the tribute to female veterans, but introduce yourself to the world of Homefront Sitrep again, if you don't mind.
All right, so I'm Andrew Prater, aka Stalls. Like uh, Willis said, I am with U.S. Military Vets MC. I've been with them since October. Well, before that, about February, January of last year. Um, been a fully patched member since October. And just a little bit about me. I spent 8 years as a medic in the U.S. Army. I was a medic with a LURS team. Um, I was in from '04 to 2012, and then got out, went to college, got some kind of education, and then after that, I was just kind of, you know, doing the civilian job hop, man. Trying to find where I fit in, trying to find, that niche, so to say. Um, and then here recently, I just wanted to do a long ride and raise money, and that's all I wanted. And then it turned into so much more. So that's actually kind of how Veteran Bikers for 22 a day got started.
Gotcha, gotcha. So I'm answering some comments and stuff on TikTok. We got the Whiskey Trip in there, which is one of my good friends' podcast. He said he's finishing up a 1,400 mile trip from Virginia to Texas. That's a pretty good trip right there.
It's a good
I'm
trip.
so looking forward to hearing about this one that's going in 2026. I was looking through on the Facebook page earlier, and I was like, well, hold on, 6 days, 7 states, and got a little over a year to plan. I'm like, okay, I'm into this. I'm excited. I want to know more.
Yeah, exactly. So Veteran Bikers for 22 a day, it really just kind of, it wasn't meant, none of this was meant to be an organization at first. I had mentioned to some buddies and some of my brothers in the club that I wanted to put on a benefit ride. I wanted it to be 2,200 miles as kind of symbolism for the 22 a day. And I wanted to raise money for some organization, whether it be Mission 22 or Till Valhalla Project or some of the other bigger named organizations that are out there. And then I was in a live on TikTok, Vet Nations Cards live, and I heard everybody knows Samantha Bassett. She was on here, I believe last week sometime or the week
It
before
was
last.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Um, and I heard Samantha's story for the first time, and it kind of tugged at my heartstrings a little bit, because it's something that we all have dealt with. All of us who've been in, who've gotten out, have in some way, shape, form, or fashion known somebody that you've served with, or known someone who had a loved one or a family member that has gone through um, the mental health issues and the alcoholism and the substance abuse, and have succumbed to their own demons. And so for me, it was kind of a personal thing at first, and then it turned into a, well, this is a bigger mission, this is bigger than me, this is bigger than anything. So I was just on a live one night with my brother Adler, Amrock, and Scrappy, Dude in the Jeep, um, and a couple of others, and I was like, you know what, this has to be an organization. We have to start a nonprofit. We have to do this annually. We have to co-sponsor other runs, and raise money and bring these grassroots resources to these veterans, because we all know that there's larger organizations out there that do the same work. But the problem is they're large organizations, right? Um, and I think we've all seen here in the past where sometimes larger organizations kind of miss certain things fall through the cracks. So what I want to do, and that's kind of what the ride is based on, is I want to go from town to town in some of these bigger metropolitan areas, and I want to bring all the veterans from the area, and I want them to be able to connect with some of their homegrown resources and organizations, because Veteran Bikers for 22 a Day is in Florida. And we have board members who are in different states, whether it be Florida, Georgia, Oklahoma now, Tennessee. So we have people who are spread out. So Veteran Bikers for 22 a Day can't always be there. So I want to be able to connect veterans with the Transcend 214s and the Veterans Aid networks of their communities, because those organizations are going to be the front line of defense for those areas. So that's how it kind of got started. And it so the ride is coming up in 2026. We're doing it October, or no, my bad, November 6th through the 11th. So if anybody know, or if everybody knows, November 11th is Veterans Day on the calendar. So it's going to start on November 3rd, which is a Friday. We're going to leave Jacksonville, Florida. And then from there, we'll make our way all the way around, go up through Greenville, Louisville, down to South Haven, Mississippi, just right outside Memphis, down to Mobile, up to Atlanta. And then the last stop is kind of up in the air right now, because I've teamed up with another organization, IGY6 Veterans Benefits, Jay, which, by the way, shout out to Jay and them, because they are at a award show. They've been nominated as Nonprofit of the Year. So cross your fingers, Jay. Good luck. Um, they're putting on their annual IGY6 Veterans Benefit Concert on the last day of our ride. So we're we've got people like Andrew Jameson, who's already lined up to play. He's a former Army medic. So shout out to the medics. And then we've got I can't remember his name. Anyways, we've got another guy who's a veteran as well. So our kind of like not the headliners, but the people who come on for the headliner, the opening acts are all going to be veterans. So that was kind of a big key for us. We really wanted to hammer down on, this is for veterans. We are doing this ride for veterans. It's a veterans cause. So yeah, that's probably rambled on a little longer than I needed to, but that's
No,
that's
no,
how all
you're
this came about.
No, you're good, brother. And you know, so good thing is boots on ground here in Louisville, Kentucky. When you get here, I'm going to be working with Lily from Bluegrass Harley Davidson. I think I have Dustin Collins lined up, who had a #1 hit with Code Dead Hands. He's also the one that sings Stand for the Flag, which we've played numerous times here on the podcast. Also, got a few other people, you know, veteran wise here in Kentucky that I'm going to line up with Lily as well. We got Hard Road, which is an all veteran band as well. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for when you guys get into Kentucky, and then I'll be jet setting pretty much after y'all leave to Philadelphia to go to the Marine Corps birthday up there in Ton Tavern at Philadelphia. So going to be excited. It's going to be a busy week that week, I believe. So
Well, so it's
Very busy.
2026, right?
yeah,
This-
it'll be 2026. It'll be next year. Never mind. Never mind.
Okay,
I
I was
won't
gonna
be
say,
here
you already planning for next year, Willis.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, I mean, because obviously, like this is very veteran heavy, obviously, as it should be, and you are hitting Louisville. So, like the husband and I were part of a motorcycle club. I'm sorry, motorcycle group. Correct that. So, as far as that, like having people go on this ride, what is the goal as far as that? Have it? Are you trying to get as many and as big as you possibly can, or is it more? It's the U.S. military vets MC doing the ride and then setting up in these towns, or are you trying to grab people with you?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked that because I've had several people ask me that same question, and so we're not trying to limit this just to RMC because this is much bigger than just one group of people.
Right.
So I've actually got Shay, who's at Dog Harley Davidson in Greenville, South Carolina. Her and her husband are members of the CVMA, which is the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association.
Mhm.
She is reaching out to all the veteran MCs and riding associations and clubs that are out in the Greenville, South Carolina area. She's also going to reach out to their regional people, and so we're actually, this ride is open to everybody. It's open to, just your regular average civilian riders. If they want to be involved in it, it's open to any other organization. The only thing that we ask is that I mean, anybody who's in the motorcycle world, that we have um we have our own issues going on inside the motorcycle community. So we just ask that anybody who's involved, you put your stuff aside for 6 days, go on the ride, enjoy it, and let's raise money for a good cause. And really and truthfully, I don't imagine inside the veteran community at all that that's going to be an issue. I don't think it'll be an issue for anybody because it's a benefit ride. Um, go
Because you're
go
putting
ahead.
colors and rank and everything else aside, and that's not what this is about. And of course, I
Right.
mean, we can reach out to many here in Louisville as well. For I mean, if this is a stop that you're coming to, and Willis, like you said, at Harley, but and I'm guessing, I mean, some people are not going to be able to do that 2,200 miles, but you stop in a town and they want to go to the next one with you. I mean, is that just clarifying for people that may want to join that can't do that whole trip, but they want to be a part of it? Like, is it okay if they go from Greenville to Louisville or Louisville to the next stop and kind of,
Yeah,
drop off?
absolutely. So we have it set up where you can jump into the ride anywhere as long as it's at a designated stop. Um, Now, if someone jumps into the ride, someone jumps into the ride, say in Louisville, but they only want to ride 100 miles from Louisville to South Haven, Mississippi.
Mhm.
After they hit wherever they're comfortable hopping off at, they hop off and they go about their merry way. Um, some people are going to want to go from Greenville to Louisville. Some people are going to want to go from Mobile to Atlanta. There's several different different ways that you can get involved. You can meet us at any of the 5 designated stops, because obviously the 6th day is the last day. You can meet us at any of the 5 designated stops. You can pay your registration fee, sign your waiver, hop into the ride the entire way to the next checkpoint, or you can hop off at any time. Just make sure that, when you hop off, you do it safely so that not to affect the other people. So,
Right.
Right. So Big Chief from the whiskey trip says you should reach out to Southern Distillery Company in Statesville, North Carolina. I'll get with him and connect you and him via email. Then he can connect you with whoever at Southern Distilling Company down there in North Carolina. But yeah, so Candace, I've reached out to a few of the motorcycle associations, motorcycle clubs that are veterans, and um, told them about it. And I was like, hey, you can meet them at, when they first come into Kentucky, ride from, I think, because you're coming across 64. So ride down 64 to Louisville. Then they're going to be spending the night in Louisville. And then the next day they're leaving Louisville. Next stop is Memphis, right? Or outside of Memphis, right?
right, yeah, South Haven, Mississippi, which is just south of Memphis by about 15 minutes.
Yeah. So you can basically, if you just want to ride from West Virginia, because they'll be coming in 64, meet up with them somewhere right there on the ride there. Well, actually, they'd have to. Where could they meet you?
At the designated stop is what he was saying. You want to do
Well,
that?
no, that'd be Greenville though. Because are
Well,
y'all planning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Yeah,
figure
so
it
we're
out. So they'd
coming
have to
out
all
of
over Greenville.
we're coming out of Greenville and going north to Louisville. So I'm not exactly sure what interstate that is, but
64.
yeah, we can definitely work with whoever, like if there's groups that want to escort us in, stuff like that. We can definitely work with them as long as they hit us up ahead of time.
Okay.
So,
Now, if they wanted to hit you up, what email would they hit you up on?
yeah, so it's
Or
actually
how?
really easy. They could actually just go to our website, VB4 Victor Bravo, the number 422.com. They can go there. We have a contact link there. There's a support page or a support website or email address that they can reach out to. And basically, what would happen is you fill out the little form, put out the message. It gets emailed to me. It gets emailed to Reaper, um, who is my IT and our vice president on our board. And we'll reach out via phone or via email, however the person would prefer us to reach out to them, and we can just go from there.
Heck
okay.
yeah.
So I mean, so we're okay. We're talking a lot about the rides and the people in it. So another thing that you piqued me with is at these stops, you're wanting to bring these resources in. So local resources and really kind of have like a place set up for the day or for hours, or how is it that you're
Yeah, so Greenville, South Carolina, Harley Davidson, Dog Harley Davidson is going to put on a bike night. Now, a lot of times at these Harley Davidson bike nights, they have, vendors that are set up with tables. They have food, music, and they really make it a fun time. But we're also gonna have tables set up for these organizations, these grassroots organizations, so that the veteran, the veterans that are invited out to this event can say, hey, I'm really dealing with this right now. Um, I need to reach out to somebody who can help me with a VA claim, or I need to reach out to somebody who can um, link me up with some of the local construction companies or home repair companies that work with veterans who offer veteran discounts. And it's really funny, you go to these events and sometimes you run into people who have actually gone and fallen on hard times, right? People who need help, people who just right now don't have the funds, don't have the capital to fix the basic things in their house: running water, electricity, heating and air. And I want to be able to link them up with organizations in their community that specialize in that, helping those veterans get those basic necessities, those needs that you have taken care of. Um, because for whatever reason, the veteran has fallen on hard times. So to be able to link veterans up with stuff like that, if you can take that burden off of the veteran, um, they're less likely to go down that path. And that's the whole point of this. So mental health resources, not everybody's comfortable talking to a psychiatrist. Sometimes they may just need a group to go and say, hey, this is what I'm going through, this is what I'm dealing with, somebody to talk to. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Everywhere I go, I talk to veterans, and I'm like, what's the one thing that you need to help battle your mental health and your demons? And the biggest response that I get is, I just need somebody to talk to. I just need somebody to sit and listen. I need somebody to give me 10 minutes to explain what's going on and how I'm hurting and how I'm being affected. And a lot of times that's all anybody really needs, is that person to just sit there and listen and be empathetic. So
Yeah.
that's the goal for these events.
Yeah, so like here in Louisville, Candace, we're once I get with Lily, we're gonna probably making it an all day kind of event, which I think that's what she's planning, having a bike night too here
Mhm.
at the one here in Louisville. So that's why we're gonna have the musicians, the bands and stuff there. We're gonna reach out to all the other different veteran service organizations that are local, and bring them there, and then any kind of veteran owned businesses that are local to the Louisville area. We're going to try to have them out there as well.
Out at
Um,
Bluegrass?
what?
Out at Bluegrass?
Yes, Bluegrass Harley Davidson.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, not the
Yeah.
one about on 65, but
Okay.
the other one. So
Okay. The new one.
Yeah,
yeah, the new.
and and so the first two nights are bike nights, right? Those are the fun nights because it's a Friday, Saturday. It's the Friday and Saturday before Veterans Day. So most of the Harley Davidsons are already doing a Veterans Day celebration event at their dealership. Um, the next couple of stops are going to be, I would say, less fun, right? So it's going to be those harder stops. So in Memphis, we are doing something at um, Southern Thunder Harley Davidson, but it's not going to be like a bike night. It's just going to be a town hall type thing. Get veterans out there, get them talking to each other, link them up with each other. Create those battle buddy situations, and still plan on having other veteran organizations out there to link them up with those resources as well. And then Mobile, I'm working with the Alabama State Park or National Parks Association to use the USS Alabama, to bring organizations out and bring veterans to the actual memorial, and the museum. Let them go through it, and then again have that town hall conversation. Talk about the hard subjects. Talk about the things that they need, the organizations that they need help reaching, things like that. Or just get people out there to bring their loved ones who they know are going through something, to be able to link up with other veterans in their community. And then in Atlanta is going to be a kind of a homecoming stop for me, right? So I'm originally from the Atlanta area. That's where I grew up. That's where I have a lot of friends and family. um, but Atlanta is also going to be a really pivotal stop because we're going to be handing out um, backpacks and supplies, for another organization, to a veterans homeless shelter, to be able to give these veterans who are homeless the supplies that they need to get through the next 3 days, the next week, whatever it is. So we're going to be doing that, and then we'll be at the Austell American Legion that evening, and we're going to do another town hall, get veterans together, get them talking um on topics that they normally wouldn't sit down and have with their loved ones. So
Yeah, I'm super excited about that portion of the journey, because you're going to be working with Hope for 22 a Day, which we had recently on the podcast, and you're going to take these backpacks and you're going to take them, deliver them to the homeless veterans there, which is something that's always been on my heart, is to help. Whether it's creating a tiny home community for homeless veterans, or going out there and serving them hot food from Mission Barbecue or something of that nature. Man, I love that you guys are planning to do that, especially in the Atlanta area, where there's a large number of homeless veterans there in the Atlanta area. It's super, super cool, man. Which I've known Andrew for 6-7 months, and when he was telling me what his plan was, I was like, dude, I'm down. Just sign me up for it, because I know
You
a
know,
bunch of
like I'm sitting there going, "Oh, hold on, man, they're
yeah,
coming to
yeah.
like, let's
Because
go."
I know a lot of veteran bikers here in the Kentuckiana area, and I'm like, and you said you were coming to Louisville. I was like, all right, my wheels started turning. I was like, let's do it. Reaching out to all these different musicians and stuff. I was like, all right, like Scotty Hastings, we had him on the podcast. He's amazing.
Yep.
We need to get you and him connected via his manager to see if we can get him to play down at the end concert. Which I sent you his music. He signed with Black River Entertainment. He's a Purple Heart recipient 9 times. He's phenomenal. His music is yeah, super cool dude. Then you got Scotty Frazier with Marine Records. He owns Marine Records out in or Sergeant Records, sorry. Sergeant Records out in Texas. He's willing to come into Kentucky or wherever you might need him to play at. He's willing. We just got to need to say, all right, here's where we will need you. And he'll show up. He does, his music style is Americana. I've already reached out to him. He said, just let me know where you might need me at. And I'm like, all right. So there's a few people that we can get you in contact with, which we've already talked to a few of them. I just got to get back in touch with Dustin Collins again. I know with the whole flooding and stuff, his hometown that he lives in, New Haven, Kentucky, was underwater. So his line station is the road that he lives on, and it was flooded. So that's probably why he hasn't reached back out, but we definitely need to get reach back out to him and talk with him. So
there's so many contacts here. And look, you got Willis all excited about this. He don't even ride a bike. And I bet you, I don't know if Julie's still watching. I saw she was watching earlier, but November 2026, you gonna pull a pumpkin and go get a trike?
I don't ride no trike. That's for old people.
Yeah, but your wife would kill you to get a bike.
Well, Tom 50. I can't. So when the wife and I got married many moons ago, she's probably going to kill me because I said that. We made a deal because I told her I wanted to buy a motorcycle again because I had one before I met her, and I was like, I'm ready to buy another one. She goes, no, no, no. So I made a deal with her that I wouldn't buy a motorcycle until I turned 50, and she was under the impression that my brain would forget all about riding a motorcycle. Well, I'm 40. I'll be 47 in July. And I'm like, 3 more years. My truck will be paid off. Her car will be paid off. And I'll be buying me a new bike. That's what's going to happen. I'll be living in Florida by then. I'll be living in Florida in the Tampa area. So I'll be close to you. So we'll be able to hang out even more once we get down to the Florida area. I just want to give a big shout out to the people in chat on TikTok. Dark CB, Samantha Bassett's watching, Wise Man Rivers. There's all kinds of people in TikTok right now watching. So I want to give them a shout out. Give a shout out to Rich LaMonica with the Misfit Nation. He said, "Get me a spider." Nah, I don't like the 2 wheels in the front and 1 wheel in the back. I'm just not a big fan.
But you're not gonna have a bike in time for this. You'll be 49.
I know, I'll be 49. Yeah.
So the great part about this is you actually can rent a bike
I was
for
getting
the
ready to say, is there
weekend.
a stipulation like you can't buy one until you're 50? Because you can rent one.
Yeah, right. No, so I had one that I had for 2 years here at the house that was a
It was
friend of
all.
mine. So it was a friend of mine's. It was in his garage. He wasn't using it, like he never rode it. And I was talking to him about. He goes, "Dude, if you want it, take it." He said, "I'll let you keep it until I'm ready to sell it." I was like, "Done." So I had it here at the house. It was a victory. It was a nice bike. It was really loud though. So like the neighbors got really mad when I fired it up at 6:30 in the morning to go to work. Neighbors got pissed because I woke up everybody up. And the wife's like, she hated it, but I had it here for 2 years and I drove it every chance I got. And I
Oh
went and
yeah.
got my permit, my license again. And she just got so mad and because she goes, I told you couldn't get one till you were 50. I said, babe, it's not my bike. It's a friend's bike. I'm just using it. And she got so mad at me because I found the loophole. It was a loophole.
So, what
Uh,
is the
That's it.
last location? Where's the concert going to be?
it's a
So
tough.
currently we have it set up for Valdosta, Georgia, but we're
So my brain.
currently we're currently possibly gonna have a pretty big name artist as the headliner. So um, we may have to end up moving the location from Valdosta to either Savannah or back to Jacksonville, just so that
Okay.
we can accompany the crowd that this person would bring to the concert. But the great part about the concert, and Jay and I have been very adamant about this, is the concert is going to be affordable because no matter who we have out there doing it, we want to make it affordable for veterans families and things like that. And we've actually talked about, any active duty service member or veteran who has the identification. If they buy their tickets when they show up to the show, we're going to discount those tickets to $22, just to as symbolism and things like that. But the going price for the ticket for this event when it goes live will be about $50 a person, which you couldn't get a ticket to a concert for probably less than $100 right now. It doesn't matter who you're going to see. So, um, for something like that, that's very, very huge for the people who support veterans, the veteran families, the active service families, and things like that. So it's very important that we maintain that. But we're hoping that it's going to be a huge event. The concert, we're gonna have vendor tables, so anybody who wants to set up as a vendor, we'll have vendor tables. We'll have, we have different levels of sponsorship on our website for anybody who's looking to maybe sponsor the ride. We have different levels of sponsorship. You just have to go to the website and go to sponsorship, and they'll tell you all about it. Um, and then or our partners section on the website. My apologies. But yeah, so I mean, it's like going to be a huge event, a huge ride. It's going to be a lot of moving parts, but in the end, all of the money that's raised from this event is going to go help fund one of these grassroots organizations who's doing work in their community, and trying to help veterans battle their inner demons and their mental health. And then a large portion of what we raise is going to actually go and help a family who has experienced this unfortunate tragedy and help them kind of bridge that gap financially, because this isn't a planned event.
Yeah.
Um, it's not like it's a sick family member who you knew eventually would pass. This is something that no family is prepared for. And we all know that burial costs and funeral costs are outrageous.
Yeah.
And if the VA doesn't pick up their portion of whatever they pick up, then it can be very expensive to put on a proper service for a veteran. Um, so for any families out there who've gone through this who are financially just hurting from it, we want to be able to bridge that gap a little bit. Whether it be, you know, a, a little bit here, a little bit there, or if this event takes off and we raise a boatload of money, change potential life-changing amounts of money to help families who've gone through something like this. So
Yeah. So Indy Nurse said the ticket prices in her area is anywhere between 150 to 200. Um, so she said $50 is a good price.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we
So
we thought so too.
yeah, I think 50 is a good price. And here I don't know. Are we charging? I can't remember. Did we decide if we were charging here in the Louisville area for people to come up to the bike night, or I know we're doing for the
Nope.
bikers, like registration and stuff, but
Right.
I
So
just
all the bike nights, whether it be in Greenville or in Louisville, is completely open to the public. Harley Davidson is fitting the bill. Both Harley Davidson locations are fitting the bill for the entire event.
Wow.
They're going to use their own fundraising or marketing money to market these events in their area. So they're going to link up with us on our Facebook page and create an event, and they're going to put all the promotion dollars behind it to promote the event. So really and truthfully, we've really lucked out with Bluegrass Harley Davidson and Dog Harley Davidson. Shout out to Shay and Lily, who have been amazing event coordinators. I couldn't have asked for two better people who understand what our mission is and want to help out as much as they do.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm super excited to get in touch with Lily, and once I know she'll probably answer the email come tomorrow sometime, and hopefully we can get connected and go that route. So Natalie says VA only reimburses 2,000 if the vet was service connected. And then Indy Nurse says it's horrible to go through. VA paid nothing for my husband's funeral. And then she said today would be our wedding anniversary. So prayers
Mm.
going out to Miss Indy Nurse right now. I know she said the other day it was going to be a hard weekend for her. So Indy, we love you and we are praying for you. And we got, I man. 22 a day. We talk about it all the time. That number, and I'm gonna throw quotation marks. 22 is not even where the number is. I mean, that number is so skewed. It's
Yeah,
more 40 to 50 veterans a day that succumb to their demons and are no longer here with us. Um, and it's all
and it's
about
about every
reaching.
65 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about reaching out, lend a hand, be that
Mhm.
stranger. We talk about it all the time here on the podcast. Be that stranger. And if you tell somebody, "Hey, reach out to me, call me." Make sure you answer the call when they call because it's hard for us as veterans to for one pick up that phone and dial that number and say, "Hey, I need help." But if they do reach out, make sure you answer the call because you could save somebody's life. I mean, seriously, answer the call, and just be there. Be ready for that conversation. Could be a 5-minute conversation, could be a 5-hour conversation, but be ready for that call. And if you need to get in your vehicle and drive to where they are, go do that. Go be that person for somebody. Be somebody's stranger. Be that person because you can save somebody's life.
Sure.
Absolutely. And ask the
So
hard questions.
yeah, and ask the next hard question. Yes, ask that next hard question. That's like my buddy Ryan. He goes. His stage name is Theory. He's a Marine Corps veteran rapper. His wife is in the hospital right now. I know I've talked about it on some of the TikTok lives. Dude, I called him the other day. This was at 9 o'clock at night, and I said, "Hey, of course, I know he's at the hospital. I said, "What have you ate today?" He said, "Man, I ate only a sandwich at 5 o'clock today." So what did the wife and I do? We got in our vehicle, we went to McDonald's, and we took him some food. And then we sat there for 2 hours and and sit there and chit-chatted with him because, like he said earlier in a text message, he's there by himself. She's incubated or, sedated and incubated, so she don't talk, she just lays there in bed, and he said, "Man, all these thoughts are going through my head." He said, "Nighttime is when he spirals the worst." So, more than likely, if and when we get off this podcast later, I'm gonna reach out to him, see what he needs, and if he wants me to go visit and hang out with him for a couple hours, that's what I'm gonna do, because when I say he's my brother, I got his 360, that's what I do. So,
Yeah, all of our thoughts and prayers are definitely with Theory right now.
yeah, and anybody out there that is dealing with anything when it comes to family members, our thoughts and prayers are with you. And like Indy, today would have been their wedding anniversary. Uh, Prayers, it's out there. Man,
Um, not to like, I know we went in that, and it's so important. And I have a few more questions for Andrew, especially with this event and the organization. And you know where my mind goes, and the questions I always ask Willis, and
yep.
we got to know that, and people got to know that. So like, I'm trying to. There's a lot, like you said, a lot of moving parts in this, and I think it's wonderful, and it's exciting, and it's stressful, and it's expensive. So
Right.
I just want to make sure that I'm getting this correct, because you're doing stops, bigger stops in Greenville and Louisville, and you'll learn how to say Louisville soon enough. That it ain't Louisville. We know you ain't from here. But
Well,
Yeah,
that's what
and
I
Willis
tell you,
got me
brother.
earlier with that. He got me earlier with that too. So
it's Louisville. You got to draw it out. But you are essentially, you are looking for these certain people to reach out to you, or for you to find them with VSOs and resources for veterans, veteran-owned businesses. You are possibly looking for supplies and vendors for these setups. And you're mentioning this drive that you're doing with the backpacks and things for this homeless. So are you talking about like clothing and hygiene products and things like that? Is that something that any place that you're stopping, that people out there that want to help, somebody that's not going to get on a bike, or somebody that can't take the time off and do this ride, but they want to be involved and help, do they get a hold of you on the website? Is it something they can bring stuff to you? And I know it's a bike ride, so like collecting supplies is hard, but do you have somebody coming with a trailer on behind you, or can they donate funds? So it's all the
yeah,
things that
so
people do for
so
you.
there's a lot of ways that people can help out with this. So I would say, if anybody wants to help out with the backpacks that we're going to be giving, to the homeless shelter in Atlanta, reach out to Hope for 22 a Day. They have their own website. I think Willis, you know it, so you could probably put it up on the screen for everybody.
Yes.
But Hope for 22 a Day, they have a list of items that they put in their backpacks. You guys are more than welcome to donate anything to them, to help, with the backpacks for that. Anybody who wants to donate monetarily, there is a donate button on our website. As soon as you pull up the website, vb422.com, there's a donate button. It automatically defaults to $22. You can donate less, you can donate more. It's completely up to you. Um, if you want to come to the event and you want to donate at the event, you want to write a check or give cash or whatever, we will be taking donations at the events as well. So there's a lot of ways that people can help out. Vendors, if you want to come to these events and set up a table and do bring your resources and stuff like that, absolutely. I'm gonna have, so my goal is to have somebody on the ground at each one of these stops. Now I've got people in Atlanta, I've got people in Greenville, I got people in Louisville. Had to draw it out a little bit, right? So I got
You
people
got to
in
roll
Louisville,
with it.
and yeah, well, I'm from Atlanta. It's the South, but I grew up everywhere, so I don't really have an accent. Um, but I've got people obviously down here in Florida where it kicks off. But I'm still having to find people in the Memphis area. I'm still having to find people in the Mobile area. So some of these areas where I don't have contacts, I'm going to be looking for those contacts for, VSOs in the area, some of the grassroots organizations in those areas, because believe it or not, what's really crazy is you would be super, super, super surprised on how many veteran organizations there are in your hometown. And there's ways to find out that information. You can simple Google search, veteran organizations, veteran resource organizations, and you'll probably pull up a couple, you know, 20 or 30 that you can choose from. But the problem is being able to actually find the ones that work and do what you're trying to do. So still working the two cities that I don't really have any boots on the ground, so to say. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult. Um, but we are in our fundraising portion of this. So from now until October of this year, it's super important, all of the fundraising that we do, because there's things for this ride that are going to be super vital. We do have a Jeep group that is wanting to follow us in their Jeeps and tow trailers just in case a bike breaks down. But there's things that we're going to need, obviously, depending on how many people are doing the entire ride. There's things like, not every we I don't want everybody to have to, come out of pocket for every expense on this. I mean, anybody who's doing the entire ride, it's on you financially to finance it. But I want to help out with, like, doing a cookout or something. Now, luckily the bike nights are covering food, so that portion's covered. But maybe simple as, a donation here could help us pay for a couple of hotel rooms for guys to stay in. We are reaching out to clubhouses from our club to house people for this event. So, we may come across a clubhouse or two that we stay at, but there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of things that need funding. Um, and obviously every dollar, every penny counts. And
Yeah.
um, just know that every dollar or every penny spent to donate to this organization, to this ride, it is all going to be used for the ride. We are not keeping any of it held back for next year's ride. I've already got something in line for next year's ride, and I've already got ways to fund next year's ride. So the importance of the donations now are for the ride. Well, I say next year's ride, like,
The year after
but
27.
the year after the 2027 ride, I've already got something planned for that and ways to fund that. But the 2026 ride is right around the corner. We may be 18 months out, but we are going to need funding to help with
Absolutely.
simple things. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, anybody who wants to help out, I mean, you guys are free to reach out to me personally. My email, any email from the website goes directly to me. So you guys reach out to me, call me, give me a resource. If you know people in Memphis or Mobile that could be a good boots on the ground person, link me up, because I have literally teamed up with everybody who I could possibly team up with to make this the biggest nonprofit event for veterans in 2026.
So, because Frank's comment made me think, not, I know that you're looking for people in Mobile and Memphis, which is important because those are big stops. But like he's saying, anybody in West Virginia, because I know that you have the planned stops, but there's also, you're on a bike, you're going to stop at some point. You got to rest, you got to drink, you got to gas up, you got to do all the things. So some of those places in between, like even if it's in West Virginia, would you want contacts along that trip where there might be a family that wants to put together sandwiches and drinks for everybody, just so you can have that little downtime? Is that something you would be interested in somebody reaching out to you for.
Yeah, absolutely. Reach out to me. I mean, the worst thing I can say is, hey, we may not be coming to your area this, the 2026 ride, but 2027, I'll kind of put it out there. 2027, our ride is going to go to Washington, D.C. And the point for that ride is to push legislation to help with the 22 a day quote unquote epidemic.
Right.
So yeah, reach out to me because I'm creating a Rolodex every day of people who I've talked to, and um, those contacts are going to be super helpful to plan future rides.
Yeah.
Oh, Frank.
He said we got good.
Ours is better. We're in Kentucky. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Man, no, Andrew Stalls, man, I love your mission. I've told you that numerous times. And we have our banter back and forth. You like picking on me because I'm a grunt. But I love my docs, so I'm gonna let it slide. Our corpsmen were amazing. So you guys, you docs are what you take care of us infantry guys when it's time when we need it. So but unfortunately it is 8:02 and Reese Across America Radio says we got to keep it relatively short. But I do want to thank you for coming on and hanging out with us. I am going to play this song again that I created through AI, because there's a lot of people that are on here now that didn't get to listen to this song earlier because they came in later. It's called 22 Too Many, and it kind of, goes right with your mission. Just listen to the lyrics, because when I heard it, I was like, man, because trust me, I created like 3 or 4 of them, on the website that I could create them on. And I was like, no, this is the one that I want. And so I'm going to play it real quick, and then we're going to end the show. But me and Candace will end the show. So I'm going to play this real quick, and be warned if you're out there and you've lost a family member that has succumbed to the demons, this song will have some triggers to it. So just, I'm warning you now. And if you want to turn it off, turn it off. I will not hate you for that, because it is a little trigger. It will be a little bit of triggering. So it's called 22 Too Many, and it was created with AI. So here it is.
The flag waves high in the morning sun, but the battle's never over when the fight is done. The scars run deeper than the eye can see. They're counting 22 too many. Boots by the door and a dog tag chain. The shadow of a hero still carries the pain. The quiet nights ain't as quiet as they seem. The war comes home, haunts their dreams. 22 too many hearts are breaking. 22 too many souls forsaken. How do we heal what we can't erase? 22 too many gone from this place. A folded flag and a mother's tear. She whispers his name, wishes he was here. The strength he showed feels so bittersweet. Another warrior brought to his knees. We need to listen, lend a hand, catch them before they lose where they stand. Let them know they're not alone in the fight. Hold on through the dark into the light. 22 too many hearts are breaking. 22 too many souls forsaken. How do we heal what we before they lose where they stand. Let them know they're not alone in the fight. Hold on through the dark into the light. 22 too many hearts are breaking. 22 too many souls forsaken. How do we heal what we can't erase? 22 too many gone from this place.
That one line in there, or actually the one verse in there. We need to listen, lend a hand, catch them before they lose where they stand. Let them know they're not alone in the fight. Hold on through the dark into the light. That right there says it all. Says it all right there. Man, who knew AI could be? Oh, yeah, who knew AI could friggin' make you cry? Really, honestly, who knew? But guys, website vb422.com. If you want to donate, if you want to support in any way, go to vb422.com. Donate. If you want to help with the backpacks, go to Hope for 22. This here is on the website, hopefor22aday.org. They do have an Amazon wish list there. You can donate there as well. I think they need right now MREs and sleeping bags, if I remember correctly. Kashi was saying that's what they need right now to help finish the 200 backpacks that they're doing. They're doing, not 5, not 10. They're doing 200 backpacks. So go check out hopefor22aday.org as well. Andrew, I'm going to drop you down into the green room if you want to hang out for just a few minutes so Candace and I can finish up the show, and we'll chat as soon as we bring you back up after we close it out. All right.
All right.
Thank you again, brother.
Yep.
Man. Yeah, the comments, freaking rough song, but good. Indy says tears, but I'm fine. That song, literally, I went to AI and I put in a couple different things that I wanted. I tried a rock version, tried a country version, and I was like, and I tried it a few different times, to see, different verses that would come up and stuff like that. And this one here just it got me. I was like, that's the one, because it's got the message. It's got the message. We need to listen, lend a hand, catch them before they lose where they stand. Let them know they're not alone in the fight. Hold on through the dark into the light. That right there, just that verse is so freaking powerful.
Which one of our artists want to do that song?
I don't know. We're gonna, I'll reach out to Dustin Collins, be like, hey. But a lot of artists don't want to sing an AI generated song.
Sure, I was the words and using that can be a good inspiration, especially just that line, that chorus or the lyric there is.
What's up, Michael Whitlatch from Wheeling, West Virginia? How are you, sir? Long time no see, brother. And Indy Nurse says you can donate $65 for a complete backpack on hopefor22aday.org.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Bearded Bunk, says we need someone to actually sing it. I agree with you, Bearded Bunk. So hopefor22aday.org.
Yes, that for backpacks. But so super excited about what he's doing and putting together. Like, that is wow. That's gonna be a pretty amazing thing. From
it's gonna be awesome.
Very beginning all the way to the end. And the awareness it's going to bring, the resources it's going to bring, the camaraderie that it's going to bring.
Yeah.
It is going to be a beautiful event, and I am super, super excited about it coming, and can't wait to start getting more involved with it.
Yeah, I talked with I talked with Thornton, and I talked with a few other guys that I know, and I hadn't reached out to you guys yet, but I knew you guys would be excited, and I knew you guys would be on board. Uh, so yeah. But anyway, yeah, I agree with you. Bearded says, "Don't tell them it's AI generated. Just say you wrote it."
I mean,
Yeah,
like you gave the inspiration for it,
yeah.
so
Technically, uh,
oh,
unfortunately,
tell us.
unfortunately, it is that time of night. Gunny's not here to say what he normally says. Uh, Oh, but I do want to say something real quick. HomeFrontSitrep.com is up and running. You can go check it out. We actually have a link to our hats on the website now. So there's two shirts, and our hats are on there. The hats are done by Elite Engraving, which is a male, female veterans, husband, wife. They own Elite Engraving in Campbellsburg, Kentucky. You can pick whatever hat you want. There's a whole list of hats. You don't have to go with the caramel black.
So many
You can
other options.
you can go with the Loudon or other colors as well, and they will ship it directly to you. So, and 20% of all sales will be coming back to Homefront Sitrep for us to donate to nonprofits out there that are doing amazing work, helping combat the 22 a day. So yeah, check it out. The links are all on Homefront Sitrep underneath the merch. You can go check it out there. The Marine It Down shirts there. I'm working on another link with same flag, same oath.com, which is right here scrolling across the bottom of the screen.
But
Same
we're
flag, same oath.com is a small veteran owned company in Texas that makes t-shirts and stuff. So go check them out as well. What was you saying, Candace?
Frank. I said, go order one.
Yes, go order one. Go order one, Frank. The homefrontsitrep.com underneath the merch. Go order you a hat.
It's an awesome website. Like you've done an amazing job on that, Willis. Really, like there's really great information. There's all of the nonprofits, the artists, the authors, the everything that we've had on the podcast, and some. And
And
if you're
it links, and if you click on the picture, like if you go to the veteran nonprofit and you see a nonprofit there that might like Mended Sparrow, you go click on their picture, it takes you right to their website. Veteran authors, if they have a website, it takes you right to their website. If they don't have a website, it'll take you to their Amazon link where you can go, like Frank DeMyth, who's in here right now, who wrote Of Vital Interests. It'll take you right to his Amazon. Yeah, Candace has got the book. I got the book right back here. So you can go directly to there. And if they're a veteran business, you go to their veteran business website. So go check out the website. Candace, you want to take this one?
oh, you're not alone. You're never alone. There's somebody out there. Sometimes it's hard to reach out, but there's people, and we've all got you. Willis has got you. Gunny's got you. I've got you. The whole home front team does. If you need
Yeah.
something, I'll reach out. But you're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone. Somebody wants you to show up tomorrow. Somebody loves you. We love you. Somebody else loves you too. They want you to show up tomorrow to be there for them. And then, like I said a while ago, hashtag be someone stranger. If you're out and about and you see somebody and it looks like they're having a terrible day, go up and ask them, "Hey, how you doing?" And if they say, "I'm fine, I'm living a dream, I'm whatever," you have to ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? And then be ready for that conversation. It could be a 5-hour conversation, could be a 5-minute conversation or a 5-hour conversation. You just got to be ready for that conversation. So yeah, definitely, go be somebody's stranger. And I want to give a big shout out to our partners, Heroes Media Group, Reach Across America Radio, Veterans Voice Radio, and Military United podcast streams. We're on all of them. Hey, what's up, Mumsy? How are you? Indy says just got the book. What book did you get, Indy? Um,
A final interest, maybe that's the one we were talking about.
maybe she said just got the book. Thank you. What's up, Mumsy? How are you? You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Reese Across America on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. Go check us. Go check us out on reaseacrossamerica.org/radio, or you can download the iHeartRadio app, the Audacity app, or the TuneIn app, and search the word Reese, and you can find us there Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. But other than that, man, it's that time of night. Like we always say on Homefront Sit Rep. Let me find the outro. Stay safe out there. We got your six. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your six.